Angela Samota was a bright and ambitious 20-year-old college student attending Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas. She studied computer science and electrical engineering, a rarity for women in the 1980s, and was known for her energy, charm, and drive. On the night of October 12, 1984, Angela went out with two friends to enjoy the State Fair of Texas and later visited a few clubs. Around 1 a.m., Angela dropped her friends off and returned to her apartment. She called her boyfriend Ben McCall to tell him she had gotten home safely and mentioned that a man had asked to use her phone and bathroom. The call was short and seemed off. Concerned, Ben tried calling back, but no one answered. He drove to her apartment and got no response at the door, so he called the police. Officers arrived and found Angela dead in her bed. She had been raped and stabbed repeatedly. The attack was brutal. The killer had left behind evidence, including biological material, but DNA testing in the 1980s was limited. With few leads and no witnesses, the case soon went cold. The murder haunted the Dallas community for years. Angela's mother died without ever learning who killed her daughter. Her boyfriend and friends were questioned extensively, but ruled out as suspects. Though DNA evidence was preserved, it sat untouched as technology slowly advanced. In 2006, nearly 22 years later, former Dallas police officer Linda Crum, who had originally worked on the case, pushed to reopen it. New DNA technology made it possible to test the evidence collected from Angela's body and clothing. The results produced a match. Donald Andrew Bess Jr., a convicted rapist who had been out on parole at the time of Angela's murder. Bess had a long history of violent sexual assaults and was already serving a life sentence for a different crime. In 2010, Bess was brought to trial for Angela's murder. The DNA evidence was overwhelming, and several women testified about their own encounters with him. His criminal pattern painted a picture of a predator who had evaded justice for far too long. The jury found him guilty, and he was sentenced to death. Angela's friends and surviving family members finally received justice decades after her death. On October 8, 2022, Donald Bess died in prison of natural causes while awaiting execution.